Ezeife, how governorship aspirant will sleep in at Ezeife's house reveals why P2B is special. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Former Governor of Anambra State, Chukwuemeka Ezeife, has opened up on how he emerged as the #1 citizen of the state in the aborted Third Republic, revealing that some gubernatorial aspirant was sleeping at the house of late maverick politician Arthur Ezeife to get gubernatorial ticket. Ezeife, a former federal permanent secretary who spoke in an interview with Daily Trust, said himself alongside 11 others who were battling for the Social Democratic Party SDP ticket had to sleep at Ezeife's house. News report that the Imo State-born Ezeife died in May this year after a protracted sickness. The former governor, who also buried his mind on the 2023 presidential election, said P2B of Labour Party remains the best candidate based on a special quality, especially in public funds management. At his governorship contest in SDP, Ezeife said, "We had a rough time during our campaign. 13 people from my party, SDP, who were going for governorship at one time, were sleeping in the house of Arthur Ezeife, who wanted to be the decision maker. He took us to his palatial house. We were enjoying the food we could not afford. Arthur Ezeife gave us a very good reception and a paper to sign that whoever was brought out amongst us, others should support him. We went to our rooms, slept, and woke up in the morning, and he asked for signatures on the paper. Everybody signed except me. I decided to come out for governorship and didn't want anybody to choose for me. And he said, I'll be a governor over his dead body. My party chairman in my local government came back from one event and was very furious, saying I spoiled everything and I should go back and beg him. I looked at him and said I would not go back to beg him. God knows what he wanted to use me for, so he kept quiet. I came to Lagos and met Ezeife in a hotel compound, bought tea for him and told him I would become the governor of Anambra State and he would not die. I told him that he would come to the governor's lunch for lunch. He said everybody accepted that I was the most qualified, but asked if I thought I would win over thousands of Anglicans while I was a member of the Sebastian Army, a tiny church in my village. I laughed and said I understood him. Asked on Ezeife why when he finally became governor, Ezeife said Ezeife was fantastic. When my other brother died, he brought a big truck with drinks and food and sat the people by himself. We were friends. Asked to compare his tenure as governor with that of Obi, he said, I worked for 1 year and some months. I got people who gave me plans for agriculture and industry, but I did not implement most of the advancement. I built more roads than many other governors. I did a lot of things and saved more money than he did. I was famous for saving money. I left a lot of money. 400 million naira of those days. P2B saved 75 billion, and that was a decade after me. P2B is more better than me in one aspect. He's more economical. When he made a statement, he lived by it. Public money was used for public welfare. When I was governor, there were people who carried my bags. But many years after I left office, I saw Peter at the Enugu airport and he was carrying his bag. That was unusual. He was the only governor I saw carrying his bag. He was very economical and did not use public money for his personal welfare. On the chances of the Labour Party candidate in the 2023 presidential election, the former governor said there is hope for the new Nigeria through him. His words, I will say that God has taken over the event of Nigerian politics after that big money affair, where the highest bidders got All Progressive Congress APC and People Democratic Party PDP ticket. I think we are entering a new Nigeria where men without conscience who have been messing with God's great designs for Nigeria are being pushed aside. Peter is not for Igbo. He does not care whether you're a Fulani, Yoruba, whatever. What he knows is his economic and development principles and how to lead Nigeria to answer what God wants it to answer. Be a superpower and raise the respect and dignity of all blacks on earth. This is what I see as God's purpose for Nigeria. Peter is not coming for the Igbo nation. You know we don't ask for favors from the government. What we want is a level playing ground. Look at a village and you will see Igbo people there. And they're doing well. Our people are everywhere in Nigeria. With our faith, we have voted for one Nigeria. Peter is more favorable to the poor. He will make the Fulani happy and loved in Nigeria. He will make the Yoruba and all groups in Nigeria happy because they will find a transformed and great country. Peter is totally different. You see, when you're in politics, you mix with everybody, but if you're now picked, it shows who you are. Peter is not like other politicians. He is better than me. I think God has taken over to do what he has planned for Nigerians, whether you're an Igbo or Yoruba. I think a new Nigeria is manifesting after all. Enough of deceit, cheating, and comprehensive corruption. On the campaign of social media for Igbo presidency, Ezeife said the Southeast people are committed to Nigeria's cause and not primordial interest. Let me start by saying the Igbo are voting for one Nigeria without faith. Look at this compound. Of course, it was given to me by this government, but there is no Ghana must go back I used to pack this and go back to my village. That is the same thing anywhere you go in Nigeria. More than 65% of vehicles belong to Igbo people. So why shouldn't we be part of those policies in Nigeria? The Igbo man wants to live where he is. We were brought up by a principle, which states that you will live will develop you. So all of us, except thieves who like money more than the truth, make everywhere we go in Nigeria our home, and it is not by pretense. Whatever you don't have in your house there, you turn it into an opportunity where you're living. I'm a typical Igbo man, so the way I feel for you is the way I feel for everybody. The Igbo are the people who make Nigeria to look national because everywhere you go, you will see them. The North has monopolized executive power at the national level. That is the presidency. The Yoruba through Obasanjo spent years as a military head of state, then 8 years as a democratically elected president. Osibanjo is also spending years as vice president. Are we slaves? Even slaves will not take that. Quite a history. No room for political infrastructure this time. Freedom is now or never. If you miss it now, I do not know when again Nigerians will be wise. Sincerely, this is very long but educating comprehension article by Mr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife. But nonetheless, Nigerians, you still have a choice to make. They can only come out and appeal and try to woo you, but you make the decision yourself. Which of these contestants stand a chance to make Nigeria better? Make sure you are chosen not from the point of religion, not from the point of region, but in the point of from credibility, capability, and competency. Okay. Tinubu and Atiku are both supposed to be in jail and rest and not still fighting for position meant for young and credible people. Nigeria made them, but they're not ready to give back than to eat and to stay at the corridor of power to defend what they have stolen. God will wrestle power to defend what they have. God will wrestle power from them both and arrest them forcefully. Obi is the next Nigerian president, as everybody eyes open and wise now.